Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I am going to be reacting to your post-regular NFL season takes. I appreciate all the love I got on the tweet here. I have like 500 responses at the time of the recording of this video. And if you post any takes after the recording of this video, don't feel bad because I make videos like this often and you'll probably have a chance to be in the next one. Couple of plugs as always before we hop right into it. Don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel, Waggle Golf, or Prize Picks. By using it on Waggle Golf or G Fuel, you'll save a discount on any of their products. And by using it on sign up on Prize Picks, you're going to guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. But always remember to play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Okay guys, so here we are at the tweet. I always just like to include that at the beginning of the video so you guys can see my handle in case you want to follow me. So first take we have is from Tristan. He said Anthony Richardson gets traded to a team that understands how to develop a quarterback and not ruin their career, sits behind a vet for a year or two, then balls out. And I know that kind of came off as a scenario, but I'm pretty sure he's implying, just if Anthony Richardson went to any other team that cared about a quarterback, he would succeed. I actually responded to this already last night. I just said I fear it has nothing to do with the Colts, but everything to do with Anthony Richardson this time. I know you guys know that I've been pretty harsh on him, but that's just because of reality, man. I don't think the guy's a good quarterback. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I understand where his thought comes from, because if you look at the Colts quarterbacks since, Andrew Luck has left, it's basically been the Washington Commanders 2.0. But at the same time, can you really say that they can't develop a quarterback when every single quarterback they have had have either been incredibly average or incredibly washed up? Like, I really don't think it's the Colts with AR. I think it's the fact that he had 17 starts between high school and the NFL. The Colts drafted him purely off of the athlete he is opposed to the quarterback he is, and they kind of have to deal with it. Next take we have here is from, is it Bill's Muse or Bill's Moose? There's accounts like this for every team. I just have never known how to pronounce it. Anyway, he says Bryce Young will have a better career than CJ Stroud and made the right choice all along. I'm not laughing at you. This take is, valid. It could happen. I just think it's funny how the narrative on Bryce changed so fast by so many people. Like last year, hell, up until 2 months ago, people were acting like he was the worst thing to ever happen to Carolina, and now he's starting to finally get some hope, and rightfully so. Also, Bill's Muse. However the hell I say it, I appreciate all the support and love you showed me during my absence. I saw you a bunch. Next take we have here is from Connor Anderson. He says Brock Bowers is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, it's a quarterback award. Unfortunately, it's gonna be Jaden or Bo. But if it wasn't, he's definitely up in the running. Him or Brian Thomas I would have at number 3 or 4. Depends on what means more to you. Brock had more receptions. Brian Thomas had more yards and more touchdowns. Both of them were absolute fucking units though, and my shit talking of the Raiders picking Brock Bowers couldn't have looked any worse. This one's from Addison. He says Jaylen Warren is the future at running back for the Steelers. Najee has been consistent, but consistently around 3.5 to 3.9 yards per carry. Well, the last 2 years, Najee has averaged 4 or better. And I don't know how you can call a 26-year-old Jaylen Warren the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers running back position. I don't agree with this at all. I think they're both decent and can both be used in beneficial ways if needed. Braden Hannon says Christian Watson gets traded to the Jets and keeps Rodgers out of retirement. What? You think Christian fucking Watson is gonna be the savior of Aaron Rodgers? Dude, the guy gets hurt at least once a year, and if Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams were still in New York, Watson would instantaneously just get lost in the depth chart. I think he is so overhyped. He had 29 receptions this year, and he played 15 games. He's never had over 620 receiving yards in a season, and it also feels like every other week there's a lowlight reel of him just dropping passes. The Kool-Aid with him and Packer fans, man, it's gotta be some intense shit. Next take is from Philip Gibson. He says Sam Darnold has revived his career. Yes, he did. He will be a starter next year, and it's just a matter of where, between Vegas and New York. Giants, by the way. Giants. EIP says Cortland Sutton has a case for top 10 receiver in the league. Much as I appreciate the comment here, you might have a case for the worst take I've ever seen. I get it, he did have a good year, but top 10? Next take here is from Woa. He says Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna pop out next year. Truz. First of all, let's eliminate one of the narratives that are going around right now, and I'm not saying you're creating this narrative, but I think some people are acting like Marvin Harrison Jr. just had an ass year, when that's not the case. He had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's not bad. It's just the fact that he was drafted 4th overall, and the guy had 116 targets this year, only hauling in 62 receptions. interceptions. Like, you're not bad, it's just, yeah, I think we all expected you to be a little better. So I hope you're right on this, Woa, and maybe I'll draft him in fantasy next year and he'll pay off for him. Because this year, fantasy-wise, he was a damn bust. This one's from Zam Yusuf. He says, JJ McCarthy becomes the new Trey Lance. This is, what an abysmal take. What an abysmal take. Shame on you. JJ McCarthy played multiple years in college. He also played at Michigan and won a national championship too. Trey Lance played at ND fucking SU, a team that has now won their 10th championship since 2011. Shout out to you guys for your game on Monday. It was another insane pick coming out of by far the best school in a really shitty conference. Oh, and also, ironically, Trey Lance only started 17 games. Coco Puff says, JSN is the best slot receiver in the NFL. It's statistically correct. Well, if it's statistically correct, then I guess this isn't really a take. It's more of a fact, isn't it? Zypermad here says, Carolina trades for Garrett Wilson or a different wide receiver one. I could definitely see that. It's kind of depressing how big of a bomb Deontay Johnson was this year. Is that his third team, I think, now? I didn't even know he was on the Texans. I heard, I think, Chris Hansen say his name last week, and I was like, what? Carolina could go after a lot of people, man. Garrett Wilson's one of them. T. Higgins, another one that's been rumored for a long time. I don't think they would because he's a little old now, but Cooper Kupp after this season could save Michael Pittman's career. A lot of possibilities. TJ says, my Pookie Wookie Shapookie Bear. Jackson. You fucking made me say that. Jackson Smith is the top 12 receiver at worst. I don't agree, but I think he has a lot better case to be top 10, top 12 than Cortland Sutton does. Not sure it would be wrong to say he's the best receiver on his team right now either. Huh? I've seen this take from a couple different accounts now. This one's from Did Brandon Jones Wreck. Says if the Falcons bench Kirk Cousins earlier, they would be in the playoffs. Okay, so you might be right, but I don't know if it's entirely certain because I believe if they would have been using Bijan Robinson like they did the last 5-6 weeks of the season, from the start, they would have also had a chance to probably play as a completely different team. He was getting inconsistent carries until like December, and then it was 20 or above pretty much the rest of the year. Also, Michael Penix is 1-2, threw an interception in every single one of his starts, and had a significantly lower completion percentage than Kirk too. I don't think it was all sunshine and rainbows for him. LOL Rebound here says, Brian Thomas Jr. has potential to become the best wide receiver to come out of LSU. I mean, you're not wrong, but he's already got a pretty unfavorable mountain to climb to catch Jamar and Justin Jefferson. Marco M says, Joe Milton will be a starter for a team at some point. The league's not ready for that day, man. The world's not ready for that day. Chris says Chicago has their guy, assuming he's talking about Caleb, but he needs a lot of work. I mean, that may ring true to some degree, but I also think the O-line needs a lot of work, and your offense, just in general, needs a lot of work. And I mean coordinator, coaching. You need somebody, well, who knows what they're doing. This one's from Brady Bear 12. Don't worry, bestie. I'll be back on Twitch soon. He says, Bucks are going to the Super Bowl. You know, even though I'm fairly certain I picked them to lose in the first round of the playoffs, not like it's that outlandish of a take. Like, if we fast forward to the Super Bowl and I saw that the Bucks were playing, I wouldn't be like, holy shit, I can't believe this. It wouldn't be like a Steelers or Green Bay or Texans scenario. Like, they have the offense to do it. Moving on to the next take we have, it's from OJM Snake. He says the Bengals are mad overrated, and I can't say I agree with that one either. I feel like most people know that their defense is terrible, but their offense is really good, which it is. They have the #1 passing offense in the league, and I think they're like 6th for points scored per game. This one's from Wicked Snazzy. He says regardless if the Texans made the playoffs, they were the most overhyped team heading into this season after last. They did have a ton of hype, but I don't know if it's to the magnitude of the Jets or the Bears. WazD Gamer here says Will Levis deserves one more year. I'm kind of in agreement to that, not only because I have a bunch of his rookie cards that I hope catch fire someday, because if they don't, they literally will, but he does put together some decent games. He can make some nice plays, but he can also put together the worst looking football games you've ever seen. He's kind of like Jameis Winston in that way. Status New York fan says the Giants trade for JJ McCarthy. No, please no. There's actually rumors of the Titans trading for him. I'd puke. Keaton says Mahomes and Allen could have literal bums at every position and still have a Super Bowl caliber team. Love Lamar, but he's not on their level. Are you aware of the offenses Lamar Jackson's worked with and the fact that he has 2 MVPs? Miles Boykin and Willie Snead, Miles Boykin and Hollywood Brown and Sammy Watkins. 2022, they just have Devin Duvernay listed. And then in 2023, they have Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, so basically what they have this year. Much as I love your nod to Allen, Lamar has literally been playing with bums for like majority of his career. And that is going to be all for me reacting to your guys' NFL post-regular season takes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, follow my Twitter to participate in future reaction videos. If you guys want to show any support to this video, please do it. You know, I appreciate all help, but in the meantime, I'm going to get this edited so you can watch it on time. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.